Hey guys, I'm Abby from Motor City Nerds, and there is new footage for Interview with the Vampire, and I want to talk about just a little bit about why this could be super smart for AMC and why I think it's going to like take over the spot that The Walking Dead had in a way, but we'll get into that more in a minute. Let's check this out. So since I haven't seen this yet, they released it during Comic-Con and we know all the stuff that's been coming out and trying to cover it, and I'm new to this, so welcome to everybody that's new. I really appreciate all the new subscribers, but I'm really excited for this, and I'm going to react to it, and then we're going to talk about it, and we might like break it down a little bit, but and like I said, I'll tell you guys why I think it's so smart. Thank you. No, because the church is a huge deal, and it like I'll get into it. I don't. If you've read the book, you know. So I like that they're showing that.
He's in my head, Father.
Oh.
The year was 1910. New Orleans.
It looks good visually.
You could say I managed and operated a diversified portfolio of enterprises.
Oh, so they're changing it a little bit. Okay, I don't mind that. Either way, he's just loaded. That's all you need to know about Louis. Like,
I was being hunted.
there's our boy. He does look good.
I was completely unaware it was happening.
I've been watching you for some time now, Louis. I can swap this life of shame. Swap it out for a dark gift.
I like this. Oh my god, I told you guys.
You just have to ask me.
I told you guys. There's a lot of homoerotic stuff in Interview with a Vampire. You're gonna have to deal with that. Vampires are inherently sexually big on that anyway. Oh, they're okay.
5, 6. I lay down with the
She looks great.
and I can't think nothing anymore. Lord, help me. I am weak. I want to die.
Oh my god, Louis.
You don't fear me, Louis. You feel soft.
Oh my god. I got the chills. This looks so good.
I ask the questions, you answer the questions. Anything that can't be verified, I send to my researcher. So, how long have you been dead?
The Brad Pitt shot, I like that. Oh my god. You guys, this is gonna be good, I think. Now, I'm super pumped for this. And when I say that there was a lot of homoerotic stuff in Interview with a Vampire, the book, there is, like, point blank. Like, vampires are always, like, over-sexualized creatures, normally, in their stories, and it's just kind of insinuated. Is there sex, per se? No, but I also haven't read it in a couple of years, so I should probably reread it, but it's just implied by Lestat, but it's more than talking about, like, eating people, and Lestat says that even in the movie, and I stand by this. I think that's Tom Cruise's, and I know Tom Cruise is great. I'm not taking anything away from Tom Cruise, but I think Lestat is one of, if not his best role. That is iconic. Lestat is great, but the way he says it even in that movie, when he says, sometimes a boy, sometimes a girl, sometimes this, sometimes, but he's talking about eating them, but it's like the text is, you could take it different ways, is what I said, and that's what I was saying online the other day on Twitter and on Facebook. I was like, if people are this upset about a fictitious creature being black, what are you going to do if they do the themes of gayness? Are you going to have a meltdown? Probably. But who gives a shit? Who cares? I don't understand why people get so upset about things. And then I don't understand when people can't see, because being pandered to means you think people are stupid. And then there's a difference between that and being pandered to and having a diverse cast. So it's like, who cares? It's a fictitious vampire. All you have to make sure of is that it stays to the story. And Louis is loaded, and Lestat essentially hones in on not only him acting wild in the book after his brother passes away. In the movie, it's after his wife and daughter are get hit with plague or something. He's already acting a fool and he's essentially trying to off himself through somebody else because he can't do it himself. And Lestat hones in on that weakness, but not only that, it's because Louis is loaded. Now in the book and in the original movie, he runs a plantation, and I always thought that was I think that's a really cool scene of when the slave comes in and she's like, Master, we all started noticing you're not eating. We all started noticing this freak around. Like, we don't trust that shit. And then it cuts to showing the other slaves, like, sacrificing animals and at a fire, and they're, like, doing their ritual of keeping evil away, because obviously the myth of the vampire is all over, whether it's a chupacabra, a vampire, like, there's myths of these all over the world. So I always really thought that was cool, where it's like, no, we even have a myth like this, and we're not about it. And I always really like that scene, but all you need to know is that he's loaded. So by them saying he's in the trailer, oh, I have all these businesses, yada, 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 that's why Lestat hones in on him. It's to live, essentially be a parasite and live in his big fancy mansion and live off of him and use his wealth. So flip-flopping out plantation owner for owning a casino, I don't see that as a big deal. I also think that it's nice to have a diverse cast, and representation is important. So if you don't think that, I don't agree with you. I'm sorry. We can disagree on that, because I'm not going to cry about a vampire being black or white or whatever color, because they're made up. And I go into detail on I did another video about Interview with the Vampire, because I was like, why aren't more people talking about this? It looks great. It looks fantastic. And that scene Kirsten Dunst does in the original movie, when she cuts all her hair off and she starts going like, who made me this way, is one of the greatest child performances I've ever seen. I think that this actress looks great. It's Claudia, right? I love that name. I think she looks great. If you know the movie, spoiler warning, she dies because normally an immortal child will tip you off and be like, something's not right over here. You know what I mean? So her race, I'm sure people are crying about that too, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Also, it's to make Louis look like her father, so it makes sense. But I hate the fact that I even have to say these things, and we can't just talk about stuff and go, this is what we're excited about. It looks fantastic. It looks really good visually. And it looks like they're sticking closer to the book, which they should. And I've been saying that I've been waiting for... I don't understand why networks won't do a good miniseries anymore. They think that we all need 9 seasons of something. And it's like, no, if you just give me like 4 to 6 good, longer episodes and make it an event type thing... Just make it good. Make the writing good, the acting good, and I'm happy. I don't need 6 seasons of it. But where this is really smart, because The Walking Dead is ending. Okay? The Walking Dead's going on its final season, but you know how The Walking Dead has, like, Fear the Walking Dead and Running Around with Rick, or I don't exactly know what, but Mom's really stoked for the end of The Walking Dead, and I'm trying to be, but because I love The Walking Dead, but it got real sluggish. But there's 16 books in the Vampire Chronicles, and not all of them are about vampires. There's like the witches of something, and my friend Brad is all in on the Vampire Chronicles by Anne Rice. I've read The Vampire Lestat, Queen of the Damned. I read part of The Vampire Armand and Interview with the Vampire. These books span thousands of years, essentially. Like, Armand has been around. Lestat's been around. They've been around for a long, long time. So it's like, if you want to create the Anne Rice-averse, you can do that with this. And since The Walking Dead is going, this could take that place if you do it correctly and people like it. And I'm really excited for this. And like I said, I know I say things like, yeah, there's homoerotic stuff in it. That doesn't mean that this isn't just going to be a vampire story. I'm just saying... That's a theme, and it's there, and if you're staying closer to the book, then it's going to be there, and I don't want to hear people crying about it, but I'm sure they will. And then, like I said, online, so many people were crying about Louis being black, and I'm like, I don't care what color he is, as long as it works for the story, as long as this actor, and I'm cheering for Grey Worm, I think it's Jacob Anderson, as long as he does a good job and the writing is good, that's all I care about. And it, like I said, flip-flopping out plantation owner for casino owner, big whoop. Does that a big friggin' whoop? Oh, I just don't understand. But I'm really pumped for this. I'm really excited for this, and I'm really excited to see where they go with it. And like I said, they have the opportunity to go, okay, well, we're going to finish. We're just going to do Interview with the Vampire, call it a day. Or you can go all over the place. And when I say all over the place, I don't just mean linear in the story. I mean, we can go back and look at Lestat's history, Armand, everything. Like, there's all types of stuff you can do here. So it's really smart by AMC. I think it is. And I can't believe how many subscribers showed up. Welcome to the Penguin Gang. I really appreciate it. I'm still trying to cover stuff from Comic-Con. Mom's coming back. Everything's been a mess lately the last couple months, and I just really appreciate any time anybody stops by over here. We're small, but we're awesome, and we try to have a good time and talk about things we all love, because we can all love stuff and talk about it without being jerks to each other. That's how I look at it. And if you want to be a jerk, be a jerk. Go ahead, down in the comments. I don't mind. I'm just going to tell you you're being a jerk.